Django Fett on the job.
What is up, guys? I'm Django Fett, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more. And before I start my movie review of Guardians of the Galaxy, I recommend you check out my other movie reviews like X-Men Days of Future Past and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is definitely movie of the year material in my opinion. Just check out my review to find out why. I'll put the link for the video down below and click on this picture right here. Now let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. And this review contains no spoilers whatsoever. Guys, believe me when I say this, but Avengers in space. Okay, maybe it's not on that level, but still. It's a damn good movie for a team that no one really knows about. But I actually knew about the Guardians before this movie was set to release. I knew about this team after reading the Annihilation series. Great series, by the way. And the Guardians of the Galaxy are actually featured in that series. They also had some extra cool members like Captain Marvel, Adam Warlock, and others. But I digress. Let's start by talking about the pros of Guardians of the Galaxy. First off, the characters. Wow, are they awesome. The cast of characters are absolutely amazing and played by great actors. And this team, the Guardians of the Galaxy, develop an awesome chemistry with one another. And I will get to each and every one of the characters that I really liked in this movie. The first character, Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, was a Han Solo to the extreme. He had so many witty jokes and was just an awesome leader, but really sucked at speeches, but was still absolutely hilarious. He is the most developed out of all the characters, plus it helps that he has great taste in music. Zoe Saldana as Gamora. She definitely kicks some major ass. Why do I always feel like Zoe Saldana changes her color in like every movie she's in? It's black to blue to green. I don't know what's next for her. Maybe pink? Yellow? Who knows? She's a pro at changing her color. Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon. Oh yeah. This little badass was so funny, but a bit of a D-bag at the same time. He's the demolition and weapon expert of the team, but still a little, psychotic at times. But it helps because he's really fun. Out of the whole movie, the CGI for Rocket Raccoon was the best by far. Now this guy really surprised me, and that's Batista as Drax the Destroyer. And in my opinion, this guy was the funniest out of everyone. Drax's family was killed by Ronan, and he was left to die. And now he's a stone-cold killer that wants revenge. But his character was so serious that he didn't understand metaphors and jokes. And he talks like a freaking medieval knight, too. It's freaking hilarious. You'll know what I mean when you watch the movie. But that guy, wow, he was the biggest surprise in the movie. And he was my favorite character in the movie by far. And he also kills people with 2 blades, with 2 knives in his hands, which is badass. Now I'll talk about a character that wasn't part of the Guardians team, and I hope he is part of the Guardians team in the future, and that was Michael Rooker as Yondu. He had very few scenes in this movie, but I'm a big Michael Rooker fan, and I love to see this guy when he's shown. He's just a badass southern dude. Rooker, or Yondu, is the leader of a mercenary group called the Ravagers. He has a bit of a gripe with Star-Lord at some point in this movie. He has an arrow that he uses by whisk, and there is one scene in particular. That one scene kicked ass, and he was a really cool character. And I really hope that Yondu becomes a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Another thing, this movie was a non-stop ride. It never stopped being exciting and action-packed. Plus, the CGI action sequences and battles were fantastic. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was better than Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but it was still pretty damn good. And last but not least, and I have to say this was by far the funniest superhero movie I have ever seen. I can't name a funnier superhero combination type of film than this. Each of the Guardians are each very funny in their own ways, as well as the other side characters as well. Of course, Chris Pratt and Rocket Raccoon are the funniest, but in my opinion, I thought Drax was the funniest out of everyone. He really surprised me, and I loved his character. It was just absolutely funny with him. Now let's discuss the cons of Guardians of the Galaxy. If you guys noticed, I did leave a teammate out of Guardians, and that was Groot, played by Vin Diesel. And by the way, I'm a big Vin Diesel fan. I love him in Fast and the Furious and the Riddick series. You can check out my Riddick series reviews. I love the guy. He is the best. But I wasn't a big fan of Groot. I'm not saying Vin Diesel was bad. I just wasn't a fan of Groot. I felt like he had his moments, which were funny, but I felt like they could have done more with it. But I thought he was the weakest member of the Guardians team. Now the villain, played by Lee Pace, was an upgraded version of the Dark Elf character Malekith, or whatever his name was, in the Thor 2 movie. That's how forgettable he was. I don't even remember his name. Now I like Lee Pace. He's awesome as Thranduil, or Legolas's father in the Hobbit 2 movie. But he's okay in this movie. But when I picture Ronan, from what I've read from other comics and his biography, I see a strong, honorable warrior who would do anything to save his people. But in this film, it's the opposite. He was a scared yet savage leader who would sacrifice his people in an instant at the same time. I thought Lee Pace as Ronan would be good in this movie, but he was just a complete opposite of what his character was. But the producers just wanted to show a villain just for the hell of it, and why not Ronan? But he's actually an honorable warrior once you get to know him. Also, the Kree race didn't feel like an evil race at all, like the Chitauri in the Avengers movie. I'm referring to Thor 2 again, but they were like the Dark Elves, who were absolutely forgettable. They did nothing for the movie. But the Kree did nothing as well. Also, a couple of characters I thought were really bad and absolutely forgettable. It just make me scratch my head and wonder, why were they cast as this person? But Benicio del Toro as the Collector. Really? I know he was in Thor 2, but the end of Thor 2, but still, it's weird. It's really weird. And John C. Reilly as Nova. Now I keep on saying this with every actor I pretty much mention, but I'm a fan of John C. Reilly. With hits like Walk Hard and Step Brothers. I love those movies. And he's just amazing. He's a funny guy. Probably my second favorite comedian, behind Will Ferrell. But I just didn't see him as Nova at all. Nova is like the elite warrior of the Nova Corps, which is the equivalent of the Green Lantern Corps in the DC universe. But for some reason they didn't have powers, but flew spaceships, which I was fine with in this movie. But hopefully in the future, the Nova Corps is actually like the Nova Corps and actually have the powers. The Nova Corps was just a human group with advanced technology. And just Nova is meant to be this all-powerful badass, like Green Lantern. And is John C. Reilly? John C. Reilly wasn't the all-powerful Nova. And he was just there for comedy. And that's all he was there for. But he didn't have much of a role at all in this movie. But that's not who Nova is and meant to be at all. He's not comedy relief. When Nova has his own movie, which I really do see happening, and when that happens, they have to find another person to play as Nova. John C. Reilly is not Nova at all. So after all that, I'm giving this movie a 2 out of 5. It sucks. Nah, I'm just kidding. In all honesty, I'm giving this movie a score that everyone seems to be scared of giving, but I have the balls to do it. And I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 5. It's a highly entertaining adventure. Great cast of characters that everyone and their families will love. Plus it helps that this movie is freaking hilarious, and anyone can watch this without knowing anything about Guardians of the Galaxy and really enjoy it. And I'm not trying to give 5 out of 5s to every movie I've seen. It's just that I've enjoyed every movie I've seen that's come out. These are just genuine great movies of this year. So guys, this is my last movie review for a very long time. Nothing interests me until the third Hobbit movie comes out, Battle of the Five Armies, which I'm super excited for. And I've said it from the start, but after the second Hobbit movie, the third Hobbit movie was my most anticipated movie of 2014. But I'm gonna take a break from movie reviews. But the new Hobbit movie, I will definitely do a review for. And I will also do reviews of the first 2 Hobbit movies before the third movie comes out, to set up my hype for the third movie. And you never know, I might actually return to do a special movie review in these coming months. Please check out my gameplay videos like Republic Commando, and also be on the lookout for a new series that I'm going to be starting, Hotline Miami 1, and whenever Hotline Miami 2 comes out, I will start a series on that. So if you guys haven't already, please like and comment this video, and subscribe to the Mandalorian Horde, aka me, Django Fett. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.